Every morning before sunrise, Mr. Henry opened his little bakery. The smell of fresh bread filled the entire neighborhood, but every day, one loaf disappeared from his bakery. Nobody knew why. One morning, his assistant asked, "Mr. Henry, why do you give away a loaf every day?" Henry smiled, "Because someone needs it more than I do." Across the street lived an old woman named Mrs. Rose. She was poor and lived alone. Every morning, Henry quietly left a warm loaf outside her door. He never knocked. He never told her who it was from. This continued for years. Then, one winter, Mrs. Rose passed away. Henry was heartbroken. He stopped leaving bread outside the house. He thought the tradition was over. A few weeks later, a young boy entered his bakery. He was about 12 years old. He looked nervous. "Sir, could I have a job?" Henry shook his head. "You're too young." The boy lowered his eyes. "My mother is sick. We haven't eaten since yesterday." Henry looked at him carefully. "What's your name?" "Lucas." Henry gave him 2 loaves of bread. "Take these home." Lucas hesitated. "I don't have money. I didn't ask for money." The next morning, Lucas returned. He had something in his hands. It was an old handwritten recipe book. "My grandmother gave me this before she died." Henry opened it. His hands began to shake. The first page contained a familiar handwriting. It belonged to Mrs. Rose. She had written, "If you're reading this, you probably met Henry. He doesn't know it, but years ago, when I had nothing, he gave me bread every morning. I promised myself that if I ever had the chance, I would help someone else. Now, it's your turn. Kindness should never stop with one person." Henry looked at Lucas. "Rose was your grandmother." Lucas nodded. Henry's eyes filled with tears. He suddenly understood. The bread he had given away for years hadn't disappeared. It had traveled through a family, and now it had returned to him. Henry hired Lucas after school. Years later, Lucas became a baker himself. He opened his own bakery, and every morning he gave away 1 loaf of bread to someone who needed it. Above the bakery door was a simple sign: "Kindness is bread for the soul." A good deed may disappear from your hands, but it never disappears from the world.